Imagine the profound silence of a vast ocean, the kind of quiet that seems to echo with ancient wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Now, let's apply this serenity to our daily lives. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where today we explore how silence can turn you into a powerful man through Stoicism. Picture yourself in a bustling city where the clamor of daily life never ceases. Amidst this chaos, you choose to embrace silence not just as a lack of noise but as a powerful tool for personal transformation. Like a wise gardener in a noisy metropolis who turns off all machines and steps into a day of deep quietude, you too can find a unique strength. This gardener, by choosing silence, observes every leaf, hears the faint rustle of the earth, and connects more deeply with his environment than ever before. The quiet does not isolate him. Instead, it reveals a world of vibrant interactions, where even the plants seem to communicate in the stillness. Join me as we delve into how embracing silence can enhance your perceptiveness, strengthen your resolve, and ultimately, forge a more powerful you. Lesson number 1. The quieter you are, the more you will hear. In a world where the cacophony of everyday life often drowns out our inner voice, embracing silence can transform you into a more powerful, discerning individual. This lesson is encapsulated perfectly by the simple yet profound wisdom: the quieter you are, the more you will hear. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on mastery over oneself, teaches us that true strength often lies in restraint and quietude, much like the careful, silent tending of a garden that allows it to thrive. Consider the gardener, who amidst the tumult of the elements finds clarity and purpose in the stillness. Silence for him is not merely a lack of noise, but a space ripe with the potential for growth. He understands that true communication often transcends spoken words, residing instead in the pauses that punctuate our speech. In these pauses, our minds, much like a well-tended garden, have the opportunity to blossom, expanding beyond the mundane and reaching towards something greater. By choosing silence, we allow ourselves to set aside the clutter of our verbal engagements and tune in to the more subtle frequencies of life, those messages and insights that are only perceptible when the mind is quiet. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This aligns with the idea that in silence our capacity to listen is heightened, enabling us to absorb not just the words of others, but the vast array of unspoken knowledge that our environment offers. Silence, therefore, is not an absence but a profound presence. It is a language unto itself, conveying meanings that words often fail to capture. In the modern hustle, where distractions are incessant, silence offers a retreat, a space to delve deeper into our thoughts and emotions, to create, to find peace, and to forge a connection with what is genuinely significant. It teaches us that by listening more, we can learn more, becoming wiser and more attuned to the intricacies of our lives and the lives of others. Moreover, as we cultivate silence, we not only discover new wisdom but also become capable of profound transformation. As the ancient adage goes, knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. To remain incessantly vocal is to circulate what we already know, stunting our intellectual and spiritual growth. Conversely, by embracing silence, we open ourselves to new learnings and deeper understandings, ultimately becoming not just recipients of knowledge, but also its creators. Through integrating silence into our daily lives, we find a powerful tool for self-improvement and reflection. It enables us to step back from the immediacy of our reactions and responses, offering a clearer perspective on our challenges and conflicts. In silence, we find the strength not only to confront our difficulties but also to transcend them, growing in resilience and insight. This lesson of silence is indispensable, particularly in our contemporary era, where the barrage of information and opinion can overwhelm and mislead. By valuing silence, We assert control over our internal and external environments, turning away from superficial chatter and embracing a more profound Stoic approach to life. In doing so, we become not just participants in our world, but thoughtful, powerful architects of our destiny. In the quietude that Socrates revered, wisdom begins its journey, a journey where deep reflection and inner silence serve as the compass guiding us toward profound understanding. He believed that it is in these moments of stillness that our most insightful thoughts emerge. Anne Frank, echoing this sentiment amidst the direst circumstances, found her strength and her voice in silence. In silence, my truest words come to life, and I find the strength to face the world. These poignant words remind us that silence isn't merely the absence of noise, but a sanctuary where we forge our deepest convictions and clarity. Consider this modern tale. A young entrepreneur, overwhelmed by the noise of her bustling startup, began dedicating the first hour of her mornings to silence. In these quiet moments, she reflected on her goals, the direction of her business, and her personal well-being. This practice not only sharpened her focus, but allowed her to lead her team with a calm, collected mind. It's a testament to the power of silence in our relentless world. By embracing quietude, she could discern the crucial from the trivial, steering her venture with a clear vision. Now ask yourself, how often do you pause and embrace silence? In our day-to-day lives, we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and a cacophony of distractions that can drown out our inner voice. Silence grants us the space to disconnect from the chatter and reconnect with our core, where we can hear the subtle yet significant insights that guide our decisions. Silence teaches us that our thoughts are transient visitors in the mind. As Buddha profoundly noted, we are not our thoughts. By observing our thoughts rather than identifying with them, we learn to see them as they truly are, fleeting, passing clouds in the expansive sky of our minds. This realization is liberating. It underscores that the self is not a fixed entity but a dynamic and evolving essence, untethered from the ephemeral nature of thoughts. So, as we conclude, let us reflect on the transformative power of silence. It is in silence that we learn the art of listening to ourselves and the world around us. It is where we find the strength to face our challenges and the clarity to embrace opportunities. Silence is not just a pause, but a path to understanding, a tool that empowers us to navigate the complexities of life with grace and wisdom. How will you use silence to forge your path forward? Lesson number 2. Silence promotes self-discipline and self-mastery. Have you ever considered the power of silence? Today, let's explore how embracing silence can elevate your self-discipline and master yourself. Imagine harnessing a tool so potent that even in the darkest times, it offers strength and sanctuary. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and distinguished psychologist, vividly illustrated this in his writings about life in Nazi concentration camps. He noted that prisoners often found a profound strength in inner silence, which created a space where they could maintain mental sanity and find meaning amid utter chaos. Why is silence so transformative? When you choose silence, you are essentially choosing to control the impulse to speak. Think about it. How often do you react impulsively in emotional or challenging situations? The ability to remain silent is not just about withholding words, but about embracing emotional maturity and self-control. It gives you a moment to pause, reflect, and then respond, allowing you to avoid unnecessary conflicts and to choose your words wisely. Consider the impact of meditation programs in prisons, where inmates who embraced meditation found improved self-control, reduced stress levels, and enhanced abilities to respond constructively to challenging situations. Doesn't this suggest that silence has a unique power to reform and strengthen even those in the most dire circumstances? Now let's draw inspiration from historical figures who utilized silence as a strategic tool. Mahatma Gandhi, during his nonviolent resistance movements against colonial rule in India, adopted fasting and silence as forms of protest. Through his silence, Gandhi demonstrated unwavering determination and self-control, showing that actions often speak louder than words. His silence was a message, a powerful form of communication that echoed across India and beyond. Similarly, Nelson Mandela, during his long years in prison, used silence as a means to maintain his dignity and steadfastness against oppressive forces. His silence was not passive. It was an active, powerful stand that played a crucial role in his survival and eventual leadership in dismantling apartheid in South Africa. So why should you consider incorporating silence into your life? Because silence is more than the absence of noise. It's a practice of mindfulness that enables you to manage impulsive reactions, thus fostering healthier interpersonal relationships and enhancing communication. It's a Stoic practice that strengthens you from within, equipping you to face life's challenges with calm and resolution. Let me ask you this. What might change in your life if you started valuing silence as a source of power? How could it transform your interactions and your inner resilience? Think about the peace and clarity that come from a moment of silence. Isn't it intriguing to consider that by simply being silent, you could grow stronger and more influential? As we wrap up today's discussion, remember these words by the ancient Roman philosopher Seneca. He who does not know how to be silent will not know how to speak. Apply this wisdom as you move through your day. Embrace moments of silence and watch as they transform you into a more powerful, disciplined, and masterful individual. Lesson number 3. Silence can send a powerful message in various scenarios. In the clamor of our modern lives, where words are incessantly exchanged in both digital and verbal formats, the art of silence emerges as a formidable force in shaping a man's presence and power. Silence, as a strategic tool of communication, wields the ability to convey messages that words sometimes cannot capture. This profound utility of silence is not just a practice, but a philosophical strategy that can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Consider this. The act of withholding verbal responses can serve as a powerful testament to one's composure and confidence. By employing timely pauses during conversations, a person can exhibit a depth of understanding and thoughtfulness that speaks louder than words. These pauses allow one to process information, craft thoughtful responses, or emphasize the significance of a moment. Silence is not simply the absence of noise, but a space filled with potential for profound communication. Reflecting on the historic rituals of the Dutch, renowned for their contemplative silences, we see how they harness silence to express complex human emotions and respect during solemn occasions. Their practices underscore the value of silence in adding weight and dignity to moments that mere words often diminish. The power of silence in the face of tragedy or significant events is particularly notable. It's a solemn recognition that some realities are too vast or too profound to be encapsulated by language. American author Mark Twain captured this sentiment perfectly when he noted that the right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. His observation highlights that strategic silences often speak volumes, offering respect and recognition that surpass the mere articulation of feelings. Moreover, academic research supports the potency of silence. Studies indicate that a pause in conversation can start to feel uncomfortable after just 2 seconds, suggesting that mastering the use of silence can significantly impact social interactions and personal relationships. Learning to use silence effectively allows one to steer conversations and interactions in a manner that can be more impactful than the most eloquent speech. Incorporating a quote from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, "Silence is better than unmeaning words," aligns seamlessly with this discussion. His wisdom teaches us that not all thoughts need to be spoken. Sometimes the most powerful messages are those left unsaid. Stoicism, with its emphasis on internal control and the discernment of when to speak and when to remain silent, offers valuable lessons for modern men. By embracing silence, one not only conserves personal energy but also exudes an aura of mystery and depth, enhancing one's influence and presence. In the realm of communication, silence often brews an air of uncertainty, leading to internal turmoil with thoughts like, "Did I say something wrong?" Or, does this person not like me? This discomfort can compel those on the receiving end to act, attempting to fill the void created by silence. This scenario can significantly benefit the individual who strategically chooses moments of silence, wielding it as a tool of power and influence. Moreover, there are times when silence serves as the safer route over speaking. For instance, when voicing an opinion might undermine our position, or when the conversation revolves around topics we are not well versed in, opting to listen rather than speak can prevent us from appearing inadequate. This choice not only allows us to gather more information, but also prevents potential missteps in areas where our knowledge is limited. Choosing to remain silent can also indicate a genuine interest in listening, a quality highly valued by many. The Roman philosopher Seneca perfectly encapsulated this when he remarked, "Often I regretted having spoken, never that I remained silent." His words highlight the critical importance of discernment in deciding when to speak and when to let silence do the talking. Imagine a modern scenario where a young professional sits in a high-stakes business meeting, surrounded by seasoned executives. As discussions unfold, the temptation to jump in and impress with his insights is strong. Yet he recalls the teachings of Stoicism and opts instead to listen, absorbing the nuanced strategies discussed. His choice to embrace silence is noticed, and rather than seeing him as inexperienced, his colleagues appreciate his thoughtful approach and willingness to learn. This strategic silence not only boosts his credibility, but also positions him as a contemplative and wise team member. Now ask yourself, how often do you choose silence as a strategic tool in your conversations? Could embracing this approach empower you and enhance your interactions? As we navigate the complexities of communication, remember that silence is not merely the absence of words, but a profound strategy that can elevate our stature and influence. It teaches us to listen actively, harnesses our ability to observe, and, most importantly, grants us the wisdom to speak only when it truly adds value. In your next challenging conversation, consider the power of silence and how it might transform your impact. Embrace this approach, and you may find that sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Thank you for tuning into today's video. Before we proceed to our next topic, I want to take a moment to thank you for being part of our community. Your participation is highly valued. Feel free to share your own experiences or thoughts. If you're not sure what to write, you can simply comment, "I am a newbie" if you're new to our channel, or "I am Stoic" if you've been with us for some time. Your involvement is not just appreciated, it's truly inspiring to us. Now let's continue on this path together, shall we? Lesson number 4. Silence enhances well-being. Imagine navigating a world perpetually filled with noise, be it the clatter of technology, the buzz of the social sphere, or the inner tumult of your own thoughts. Now consider how silence can transform you into not just a participant in this noisy world, but a master of your own inner peace. What might it look like to embrace silence in your daily life? How could it turn you into a more powerful individual? Silence, often overlooked, is a profound healer. It's a sanctuary where the mind can find respite from the unrelenting chaos of everyday life. Historical anecdotes and personal testimonies abound, illustrating that when we choose silence, we choose to soothe our internal tempests. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple yet profound advice highlights the strength found in silence, a strength that can fortify your well-being. Recent scientific studies lend weight to this age-old wisdom. Findings reveal that moments of silence not only relieve the mind, but also enhance sleep quality and decrease the frequency of insomnia. Interestingly, research demonstrates that merely 2 minutes of silence can be more calming than a session of relaxing music. This begs the question, what might just a few minutes of silence each day do for your mental clarity and focus? However, the benefits of silence extend beyond mere relaxation. Constant bombardment by environmental noise can significantly elevate stress hormone levels, detrimentally affecting both mental and physical health. Silence, by contrast, allows our cognitive functions to recharge, It reduces stress and fosters a state of alert relaxation. As we reduce our exposure to noise, we not only mitigate these harmful effects, but also gain an enhanced capacity for empathy, creativity, and introspection. Now I invite you to reflect on your own life. How often do you allow yourself the luxury of silence? Do you recognize moments in your day where you could turn down the volume of the outside world and listen to the quiet voice within? Imagine the profound impact this could have on your personal and professional life. Could silence be the key to unlocking a more powerful, poised version of yourself? In embracing silence, you are not merely stepping away from noise. You are stepping toward a deeper understanding of yourself and a more profound engagement with the world around you. In an era where the cacophony of modern machinery incessantly invades our space, the understated virtue of silence remains grossly underestimated. The blare of life's machinery, both literal and metaphorical, often drowns out the tranquil cadence that could otherwise orchestrate a powerful transformation within us. As Seneca once advised, true silence is the rest of the mind. It is to the spirit what sleep is to the body, nourishment and refreshment. This timeless wisdom underscores the profound impact that embracing quiet can have on a man's soul and stature. Consider how, amidst the relentless clamor, moments of silence emerge as sanctuaries of calm. These periods of quietude are not mere pauses but portals to profound introspection and renewal. They allow us to break free from the constant stream of data and demands that besiege us, offering a rare opportunity to recalibrate our inner compass. In these quiet moments, whether through meditative practices, reflective solitude in nature, or a brief respite in a dimly lit room, we find a deep, restorative power. Silence, in its purest form, is both a retreat and a revealer, presenting us with a clarity and peace obscured by everyday noise. The beauty of silence is that it speaks a universal language, understood intuitively by all. It is an enigmatic whisper, filled with clarity, comfort, and profound substance, reminding us of the wisdom in stillness. The act of embracing silence can transform a man in ways words cannot encapsulate. It builds resilience, fosters deep thinking, and cultivates an aura of strength and authority. As Blaise Pascal poignantly noted, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. This observation highlights the power of solitude and silence in mastering oneself, which is the essence of Stoic philosophy. Incorporating these silent intervals into daily life is not merely beneficial. It is essential for anyone striving to wield influence and command respect in a noisy world. The challenge, however, lies not in seeking silence, but in allowing it to unfold naturally and resonate within us. To integrate this practice effectively, one might start by dedicating a few minutes each day to silent reflection, gradually building this habit until it becomes a sanctified part of one's routine. By reconnecting with the potent calm of silence, we not only enhance our personal well-being, but also our interactions with others. A man who can harness the power of silence can lead without cacophony, influence without intrusion, and embody strength with serenity. In the timeless flow of modern life, where noise is often mistaken for necessity, silence is indeed golden. In crafting a life that harmonizes with Stoic ideals, embracing silence is akin to drawing wisdom from a wellspring of peace. It invites us to listen, not just to the absence of sound, but to the presence of a deeper understanding within ourselves and the world around us. As we navigate through the ebbs and flows of life with a serene mind and resilient spirit, let us remember that in the quietude lies the power to transform ourselves into truly powerful men. Lesson number 5. Silence as a gateway to creativity and innovation. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once remarked, "True silence is the rest of the mind. It is to the spirit what sleep is to the body, nourishment and refreshment." This insight lays the foundation for understanding the transformative potential of silence in cultivating a powerful, innovative, and focused mind. In today's relentless hustle, where the cacophony of demands drowns out our inner voice, Embracing silence can become a strategic retreat that amplifies creativity and strength. Silence is not merely the absence of noise, but a vast expanse where creativity burgeons unimpeded. History's great innovators, from Albert Einstein to modern thinkers, leveraged the sanctity of silence to spark groundbreaking ideas. Einstein, for instance, found in the quietude of solitude the mental clarity that birthed theories, altering our grasp of the universe. In silence, the mind is liberated, free to wander, explore, and innovate without the incessant interruptions that plague our everyday environments. It becomes a canvas where nascent thoughts and unformed ideas gradually take shape, evolve, and attain clarity. More than a mere pause from the external world, silence is a form of rigorous mental discipline. It forges an inner fortitude, enabling one to navigate through intellectual challenges with a focused resolve. By integrating periods of silence into our daily routine, we train our minds to achieve deeper concentrations and sustain the kind of prolonged focus that is often required for creative and intellectual breakthroughs. It is in these moments of stillness that our brains engage most dynamically, connecting dots, solving puzzles, and generating insights that are inaccessible amidst the chaos of constant noise. The practice of embracing silence is akin to mental conditioning, enhancing one's capacity for deep work. A concept championed by writer Cal Newport as the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. This disciplined quietude is not just beneficial, it is essential for those seeking to achieve significant leaps in creativity and innovation. As we allow ourselves to retreat into silence, we cultivate a mental landscape where ideas can flourish and resilience can be built. As we move forward, let us heed the words of another Stoic thinker, Marcus Aurelius, who advised, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Let the silence be your sanctuary, where the cacophony of the world fades into the background, and the true strength of your character and intellect emerges with clarity and purpose." Embrace silence, and watch as it transforms you into a more powerful, centered, and innovative man. Lesson number 6. Silence strengthens resolve and decision-making. In the dynamic world we inhabit, the power of silence is often underestimated. Yet it is through silence that one can cultivate a stronger resolve and sharpen decision-making skills. Imagine the tranquility of a quiet room free from distractions where each thought can be fully formed and every decision carefully weighed. This is not just a withdrawal from noisy, but a strategic move towards clarity and precision. Stoicism teaches us the value of reflection before action, a principle deeply rooted in the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. He consistently emphasized the necessity of internal deliberation, the kind fostered in solitude, for making prudent choices. In silence, the tumult of impulsive desires and fleeting emotions subsides, paving the way for a more rational and clear-headed evaluation of circumstances. This methodical approach invariably leads to superior decisions, as it is not the chaos of the moment that guides us but a serene and thoughtful mindset. Consider the savvy leader or skilled negotiator who utilizes silence as a tactical tool in critical meetings. In these high-stakes environments, sometimes the most compelling action is to hold back, to speak through stillness and assert influence by simply observing. Such mastery over silence not only projects confidence, but also commands respect, allowing one to steer discussions without uttering a single word. Let's look at a modern example that illustrates the strength of silence. Picture a young entrepreneur facing potential investors, feeling the weight of the moment. Instead of succumbing to the pressure to fill the air with persuasive pitches, she pauses, allowing her silence to build anticipation and command attention. In this pause, she gathers her thoughts, considers her words carefully, and speaks with precision. The result? Her composure and clarity impress her audience, securing their confidence and investment. Now, why do you think silence can be so powerful in our everyday interactions? It's a question worth pondering as we navigate through life's noise. To truly harness the power of silence, remember these key lessons. Silence is a shield against rashness, a mentor in prudence, and a companion to wisdom. As you move forward, embrace moments of silence and let them guide you to thoughtful and resolute decisions that not only define your actions but also, ultimately, define your life. Lesson number 7. Silence as a catalyst for personal transformation. Embracing the practice of silence can dramatically reshape your sense of self and catalyze profound personal transformation. Imagine stepping away from the noise of everyday life. What would you discover in the quiet spaces where you meet your true self, unmasked and undistracted? This encounter, while simple in concept, is transformative in practice, offering a rare mirror reflecting the depths of your inner world. Stoic philosophy, an ancient guide to personal wisdom, emphasizes the importance of such self-examination. As Epictetus, a luminary of Stoicism, once remarked, "Know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly." This call to self-knowledge as the root of wisdom underpins the transformative power of silence. In silence, you are presented with the unique opportunity to deeply understand your thoughts, motivations, and the dissonance between your beliefs and actions. How often do you find that your daily choices truly align with your core values? Moreover, silence isn't just a retreat, but a rigorous exercise in mental and ethical gymnastics. It challenges you to confront and embrace solitude, teaching resilience and poise in the face of external pressures. This practice cultivates a tempered, resilient character, equipping you to navigate life's turbulences with grace and stoic calm. Have you ever noticed how the most centered individuals often seek moments of solitude? They understand that these periods of quiet are not voids of emptiness, but fertile ground for growth and creativity. Silence, then, is not merely a passive state, but an active, powerful practice that enhances mental, creative, and ethical capacities. As you contemplate integrating silence into your daily routine, consider this. What aspects of your life could benefit from more introspection? How might silence serve not just as a break from noise, but as a bridge to a deeper understanding of yourself and your path in life? Each lesson on the power of silence reveals that its practice is more than a mere pause. It is a gateway to a more powerful, self-aware existence. It's about transforming silence from a mere absence of noise into a profound presence in your life. How will you harness the power of silence to become the powerful person you aspire to be? In today's exploration on how silence can turn you into a powerful man, we've journeyed through the profound and often overlooked virtues of silence, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. This video has delved into how embracing silence not only sharpens our senses but deepens our connections with ourselves and the world around us. From the tranquil gardens to the lessons of historical figures, we've seen that silence is not merely an absence of noise, but a powerful tool for self-discovery, resilience, and wisdom. As we wrap up, I invite you to reflect on how you can incorporate more silent moments into your daily life. How might silence enhance your decision-making, your relationships, or even your peace of mind? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights enrich our community. If this topic resonated with you, consider subscribing to Stoic in Your Life for more content that helps bridge ancient wisdom with modern challenges. Let's continue to learn and grow together, embracing the quiet strength that silence offers. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may you find wisdom in the whisper of the world.